and with Neuenswander, Vera Schmitz. And I originally overlooked you as I made out my list of all the Missouri qualifiers, whether junior or, and obviously went back there and said, well, how come I didn't see Vera? And
That's
then obviously
right. There it
there's
is.
the new married name, but
That's right.
The Jeff City native and former Indiana All-American and second-year post-collegiate. And talk to me, take me back to, obviously it's tough for, unless you're one or two, the best in your event and are in college and are obviously going to make a big impact at USA's, it's tough for, to keep training and survive and have the funding. And just tell me what it was like last year, your first year, and now your second year, trying to manage training and trying to keep the dreams alive. And
I've had a lot of support from Jeff City folks, donating money, which has been a huge help, as well as people in Bloomington where I still train.
Sure.
Luckily, I've got a lot of great support around me, family, friends, chiropractor, coach, and so I feel really blessed because I feel like I have a pretty good situation.
Sure.
But it's taken 2 years to get to a point where I feel like I've got a base, and people told me that it'll take a couple years. I've heard that from multiple people.
Right.
So it's been a grind, but you start to see the light, and had a couple PRs the last 2 weeks, and so even though I obviously didn't have what I wanted today with the no height, I just keep working and know that this sport, specifically this event, is very up and down, and so you can't deviate too far from the plan that you have just because you have a poor performance.
Yeah.
So.
And I know that you're so strong in your faith that if you're doing what God wants you to be doing, He's going to give you the tools and help you to be the best that you can be.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, it's not about the bar. I mean, it is. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't want to jump high, but it's about the fact that, I know this is what God has me doing for now, and He has a plan, and so this is just part of the story. I learned lessons today that I need to know that are now in my toolbox that'll prepare me better for meets in the coming years. So, I'm blessed to have the support I do and to have the confidence in what God has me doing right now, and able to walk away from a disappointment and not be in tears and why am I doing this, which is sometimes how you feel. And it's just, no, this is just part of the plan. He knew before I came out today that this was going to happen, and I trust that I'll bounce back. So.
Right. Take me back to last year in Eugene and the Olympic trials experience with such a big, just to qualify and to get there is such a big thing every athlete would love to do. And with those Olympic bursts on the line, just tell me what that experience was like and what you learned and took away from that.
It was great to be there. I think the best part about it is that now 2016, I'll have done it before.
Right.
That certainly helps. You watch the girls who make the team today, and they very rarely do you see a young kid a year out post-collegiate who makes the team. Most of the time it's the weathered veterans who've been there, done that, and it's not a big deal. So I think that's probably the biggest lesson from last year and this year as well, is the more times I'm here, the more tools I have for future meets. So.
Right. Was it more pressurized than the other meets you've been at, or obviously the rain delayed you all to the Sunday final? How was that competition, like in the competition, different than, or was it not much different? Or maybe it was different and you were just focused on what you had to do and it didn't matter.
I mean, I don't like to say this, but I had a couple injuries at that point in the season, and so the fact that I was running down the runway was a big deal that day.
Right.
And so, you always go into an opportunity with the mindset that anything can happen. So if you would ask me that day before the meet, do you think you have a chance of jumping 450 and making the team? And I would have told you yes.
Right.
But at the same time, the reality was I came out of the meet and I wasn't all that disappointed because I'd had a lot going on physically leading up to that point. So, like I said, you take every opportunity as it comes, and hopefully you learn more. And next time when I'm at a USA meet, and I'm seeing the same competition, you start to figure it out. You start to learn a little bit more, and you finally have that breakthrough where you're able to compete on that level.
Yeah.
So just going to keep working towards that.
Has training or competition changed at all since now that you're married? Now that you actually live and you got somebody?
Easier.
Is it?
Yeah, because it's he's totally supportive.
Yeah.
I do work part-time, but it's a huge blessing that he is working full-time, and so very generous of him. I think there's not very many spouses that would say, sure, keep pole vaulting and cost money.
Right.
But I work part-time, and now he's just a huge support. He lots of nights goes out with me at 8 p.m. and we do workouts when he gets off work and that sort of thing. And it helps me to be more balanced, I think.
Yeah.
I don't worry myself with pole vault anymore as much.
Yeah. Get home from a bad practice and instead of scuffling and be upset all night, you see what he's gone through in his day. And
it's easy to switch modes, I'd say. So.
Yeah. Well, what's next? Back to St. Louis, 4th of July?
No, actually, I heard they're not
vaults,
doing that street vault this year.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure what the plan is yet.
Yeah.
That's a quick conversation I'll have with my coaches and my husband, and we'll kind of see what that looks like.
Are you still in Bloomington?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I knew that.
Yep.
Okay.
And so.
And last question, is there a retired pole vaulters like gymnastics club, like the league that you guys can, a lot of these former great vaulters that had great, starts to gymnastics career.
Yeah.
Can you retire? Is there a post pole vault gymnastics club or
there should
league?
be. I think there's maybe 1 or 2 girls out there who didn't do gymnastics. But we're all ex-gymnasts pretty much. Yeah. The tall ones. So.
Right. Obviously, you just a couple of years ago dismissed runner-up in 4th place at NCAA's, and tell me what it was like seeing Bethany Buell with a
that was great. She's got an incredible story, and she works really hard, and I was really happy to see that. You root for the people who are just it's easy to root for her because she's so kind, and she does a tremendous job, and was able to fight through a lot of adversity. So it was really cool to see her do so well.
Well, it's fun to watch people that or have a connection with, or just somehow started rooting for. But just like Bethany, it's easy to root for you because just such a great, humble person, and just congrats on things so far, and hopefully many more great things to come.
Thank you.
So, all right, thanks, Vera.
Bye-bye.